but it is a beautiful spring day here in Melbourne. It's like everybody has come out of the winter hibernation and is feeling incredibly joyful. It's like everyone's woken up and we're ready to step into spring, summer. I'm gonna put this down before I spill it with enthusiasm. I'm standing here in our spare bedroom. You will have seen it if you've watched our other videos start to come to life. Today, I am focusing on this wall. We have really high ceilings in this room and it was time that we put in some art, some personality. So below me is a lot of the art that I've been collecting over the past few months, probably actually about a year. I get a lot of my art from op shops and vintage stores. And also when we travel, I'll often get originals by somebody who is just, drawing on the side of the street or in really boutique shops. I like to find them because it adds memories of places that we've been. For example, I got these when I was 19 and went to Spain with like one of my best friends in the whole world, and we bought these paintings together and I still to this day love them. They just bring back so many beautiful memories. I will never get rid of them. But a lot of these come from op shops and vintage stores. This one in the middle, which I want to be the centerpiece for the room, is a really beautiful landscape painting that really feels like Australia. It really feels like home, and I love it. On the back it says that it was sold for $20 in 1970 in a Bendigo Rotary Club. It has like a full name and address on there. It's just got so much history and so much personality. I actually painted this frame black because it was a kind of an off-white and it really wouldn't have worked in this room, so I've painted it black in preparation to hang, and I've started to build out and lay out what I think the gallery wall could look like. I want to bring this whole side of the room to life, and I also want to put up some wall sconce lighting, which we'll get to later and which will all be part of the design. But for now, I'm just going to have a fiddle. I think it's probably easier, honestly, just to start to hang them and see where they feel like they're going to work best and kind of go with it in a little bit of an organic way. And hopefully this room will start to come to life. I mean, I know I only have one piece up, but art just makes such a difference in a house. Like this room all of a sudden feels like it has personality. I'm obsessed. Ugh. Nailed it first bloody go. Hello! So yesterday we finished the gallery wall and I love it. I woke up this morning and I just felt really, really filled with joy and happiness that it was up. You know I say it all the time, but like art has such an impact in a room in a way that is just quite beautiful. It adds texture, color, emotion, and feeling into a space. What my encouragement to you is to step away from kind of bulk buying art prints that you might find in IKEA or Kmart or Target. They're fine, and I'm not saying don't ever do that, but art is supposed to ignite something in you. It's not supposed to be this kind of trend-driven, mass-produced thing just to throw on the wall because that's what you should do. You can get art really affordably from op shops. Every single one of these pieces is from op shops, excepting that lady drinking the wine. I got the frame from the op shop and I think the print was like $12 online, and then I just put some Mod Podge over the top to make it feel like it was painted. So it doesn't have to be expensive, but I just encourage you to really take a second and think about what kind of art you connect with, and what does it make you feel? What textures do you look for? What do you want the story to be that's on the wall? I really wanted to add some wall sconces in. So I'm gonna put on the screen some of the wall sconces that I just fell in love with. These wall sconces varied in price from like 800 Australian dollars to like 30,000 Australian dollars. I wanted a glass wall sconce that had movement, had a sculptural element, and I love the idea of bringing some like glass into this space. I can't afford $30,000 for a wall sconce, so I'm gonna DIY it with you, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. My one caveat is it's not going to be an artisan, custom blown piece of glass, and it's not going to look like the ones I put on the screen, but I think we can kind of do a bit of an inspired by DIY, and I think it'll add what the room needs, and of course it'll be functional as a sconce. When I was really looking at those inspiration pieces, it kind of just looks like a plate. So I went hunting for glass blown plates from op shops, and I literally had to sit down in front of a glass shelf. You know, like those in op shops, they just like throw all the glass pieces onto like a massive shelf. I literally just plonked myself down, strapped in for the long haul, and went through every single piece of glass until I found something that worked. Now, I actually didn't think I was going to find one the first time I looked, but I did. So finding two exactly the same I thought was going to be a challenge. I think I just got really lucky, but I think it's also like op shops have quantity. So if you give yourself the time and space to think about your design, think about what you're looking for, sit down and go through the pieces. It does take time, but you can be really successful. So I love the look of these. I love that they have the sculptural element to them. I love that they have a green because I really wanted a green glass, and I think that they're kind of the right scale for the room. So my idea is that I'll put the sconce on the wall, and this will become the base to our wall sconce, and that I will use just a simple light fixture from Amazon. So I got this off Amazon. It might not be the one that we use in the long haul. There's so many different kinds, and I was just kind of testing what this kind of light could look like or do for us. But you simply tap the side, it turns on, and you can kind of make it really high or dim it really low depending on the setting that you want. And it does remember your settings, so you don't have to do it every time, and you just tap it to go off. And the good thing about these ones is that they come with a magnetic plate. So you're literally just sticking this magnetic plate to the glass, and you're just attaching that light to it. It couldn't be easier, and the great thing is these are rechargeable. They have something ridiculous like 700 hours of light time, so you will rarely have to recharge it, but when you do, it's just a USB that you plug into and recharge it. So I think it's going to be really functional for us. So that is the light element of it. And literally all I'm going to do is stick this to the wall and put the light inside of it. So here is the bedside table, and we want the light to sit on the wall within reach of the bed to make sure it's functional. And I'm going to simply install this above here, and we have tested it. We can reach it from the bed easily and well, especially because it's just a touch, and we'll just put this in the middle. It's a really, really simple DIY, but I think that it adds a really beautiful element to the wall, and I'm really excited to see it go in. So let's get some double-sided tape. Oh, I'm sticking these on with double-sided tape. I forgot to mention. So I'm going to install these with double-sided tape. I asked Brad, because he suggested the double-sided tape, and they're very light plates. And I asked Brad if that was going to fall on our heads when we're sleeping, and he said no. So if they do fall on our heads, that is Brad's fault. Time will tell. I will report back. He said that it should be fine. He's the builder. I'm going to trust his advice on this one. It's really, really sturdy, like very thick double-sided tape, and the plate is not heavy. And I guess the other thing to note is this is new plaster. So sometimes when you stick things to plaster, the paper will come off with the element, but ours is new, so there's not a big risk of that. But again, I will report back in 6 months, and I will tell you if they're still on the wall. have my double-sided tape on either side, and I've already stuck in the middle magnet. So I'm just going to take it off and stick it to the wall. This is so nerve-wracking because once it's on, it is on. But what I will say is that what I find easier when hanging something like this is we measured it out, and this is kind of a good distance for the light to be off the moulding. So I'm just going to use this plank of wood as my guide, and it just means that either side will be the same measurement. Oh my gosh, that is so stuck. That is not going anywhere. That is so firmly on the wall. Ah! Done! Oh my gosh. It looks so good. Yay! Now I'm gonna do exactly the same thing as this, but over here, and I'll see you in a minute. And here they are. They're both up. I really love the way they look. They're a really easy DIY to get a wall sconce into your room, and I love how they play with our beautiful gallery wall up there as well. So if you'd like to see some more DIYs coming your way, make sure you hit subscribe and the like button, and we'll come back with another DIY for you soon. Bye.